You are listening to Two Heels and a Face Wrestling Podcast, a podcast where we believe wrestling is a buffet and there's something there for everyone. Make sure you're following us on all social media such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook under Two Heels and a Face. That's number 2, Heels and a Face. Make sure you check out our website, twoheelsandaface.com.
Era, 2 heels and a face.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Two Heels and a Face Wrestling Podcast. On today's episode, we have a very special guest, someone who, if you're following the scene, you know him, the local Chicago scene, and someone who I think is maybe the most relevant person to be talking to in this day and age. We're going to bring him in a second, and we're just going to talk about his big victory that just took place at the last Freelance Underground show. Big surprise victory, and we'll kind of talk about why that is a surprise. But Chris, how you doing, man? Good to hear from you.
Good, man. Good. I'm excited for this episode, right? It couldn't be better timed. And you know, the fact that the special guest here has had the time, right? I'm assuming there's a busy schedule behind this big victory. Mm-hmm. and getting the special guest on board and being able to talk to him, I think it'll make a great episode. So I'm excited to be here, man.
Yeah, I think it's relevant too because we just wrapped up our buffet bracket. This guest did although use hashtag buffet bracket. Although this guest was not crowned the winner. He did make it to the finals. He had a very, very strong support throughout, I think, the entire parody bracket tournament that we hosted, which is based on fan vote, which is a lot of fun this year. How did you think that bracket went, Chris? Successful?
I think it was great. I mean, we had a chance to review the bracket with Jeremy, and we definitely talked about, I'll say it, Chico kind of having the Cinderella story moment, and you know, we saw the fan base get behind him, and hey, second place is not bad once you're going up against Dan the Dad, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there was Cole Cabana, there was Marty DeRosa, there was, the bracket itself was, you know, comedic wrestlers that are able to provide that comedy relief that we all look for in matches, and you know, again, getting to the final and being against Dan the Dad. You know, Chico Suave, who's here, who I'm gonna bring in shortly. We see that he's in the green room. He's waiting for us, and we're waiting for him. So
bring him in.
Let's bring him on board. Yo,
Chico!
Hello. Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Dude, there's that smile, dude. Do you get complimented on your smile a lot? It's pretty vivacious.
I hear it's very intoxicating. So, we got a little cameo. What's up, buddy?
Oh, Davey Bang.
Davey Bang.
We're doing it live right now, baby. We're live, pal.
Hey, how's your best friend Jeff Jarrett doing, Davey?
Hey, you said, how's your best friend Jeff? You said, how's your best friend Jeff? Yeah, how's he doing? Jeff Jarrett. He's doing great, he said. He's in the car.
Chico, are you still buzzing, man, off of this past weekend?
Yeah, of course. You know, it still hasn't settled in yet, you know, with this whole new chapter in my life now, winning the champion, my first singles champion. It's still like, I'm still dreaming. I'm still daydreaming to this day.
Yeah. So for context for the listeners, there was, for Freelance Underground, the promotion, Chico's been picking up some momentum there. He's been in a main event as of recent, I believe, with Monix and that whole debacle, that whole thing, but had won the big check, which is actually a big check, which is like, we like to rip on James, right? Because the first version of that check was like unsuccessful.
Yes.
Because like a wrestler had it, and then like he wasn't, or like they just weren't in the pandemic, and they just weren't booked on shows and stuff like that. So it didn't have a lot of momentum as an idea. Although the check itself looks pretty cool. And then
I took it to church, dude. I took it everywhere. Everywhere I went, I went to church. I went to the bank. I went to work with it. Like, everybody saw me in my big check. So I put a smile on my face and question marks in others.
There you go.
How did you? The check basically act as a money in the bank, right? How did you?
Yes.
How did you get that check again?
So I had a scramble match. It was myself versus 5 other competitors. If I'm correct, if my memory serves right, it was Craig Mitchell, El Torero, Davey Begg, myself, and Sean Galloway. I believe it was
Okay.
a five-way, and it was for the check. And I happened to win 1, 2, 3, hitting Jazz.
Yeah,
So
that's fitting too. I mean, Jazz being we've seen him take like a mentor role in the
yes,
locker room. It's like I think a picture of him came out recently where he's like spending time helping someone, and
yep,
everyone kind of like quote tweeted it.
yep.
So it's kind of cool that you won it. It's cool that you won that, and we're in that advantageous position of like being able to cash this in at any time, and that's kind of the way that it's used, right? So at this past event, Wes Barkley had cheated to beat Storm Grayson for the
Yes.
FU Independent Championship, which is like the mid card, and
Uh,
and then Chico comes out of the curtain with a
yep.
giant smile on his face, ready to cash that baby in.
Give me 1 second, guys.
You're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So catching this check in, seeing the people's reaction, it was something different because they never expected. People saw me, but they didn't say what was he doing at the venue and everything. And I had a plan, and I executed the plan by catching it in and becoming the FU champion. Independent champion.
Yeah. That belt. Is there a reason for that belt over like? Is it obviously just obviously cashing in on Calvin Tankman's a lot harder, probably.
Yeah.
So you just saw the opportunity with Wes, right?
Yep. But also, I mean, it would have been awesome taking on Calvin Tankman. I mean, his structure and my size, I think it would be a fun match. Just seeing who could last the longest, that'd be a great match. Oh my goodness, just thinking about it now, that'd be great. But maybe it's for a future story.
For sure. And we have so if you're watching on YouTube, we have Chico with the belt. I mean, glowing from this win, and it's kind of cool, right? So like, how long? How? I don't know. Have you had championships at other places or no?
So far I have won the White Castle
The
Championship
White Castle, right?
for Crestwood baseball shows, which is coming back soon, starting
Okay.
in May, if I'm correct. And then we also have the Indiana Heavyweight Championship from Berwyn Championship Wrestling, which we all know shut down productions. Why? Because who knows?
Yeah, you could probably catch a lot of that insight on Ego's podcast, which I know you've been a guest on as of recent. So when you're cashing this thing in, what's going through your mind? Like what's going through your mind backstage beforehand?
I am shaking. I am like shaking. I'm like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. This is your opportunity. They're all eyes are on you. You have the ball, right?
Yeah.
All eyes. And I'm just like, even throughout the entire show, I'm just shaking. I'm watching everyone. I'm watching every match, and I'm just shaking. I'm just like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna cut a promo? No. Should I come in with a chair? No. Should I come in with something, with some sort of weapon, some sort of game plan? And I was just trying to lose myself at the moment and just focus on the goal, which was becoming champion.
Yeah. And I feel like this has to mean a lot, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably got to be a 10, considering like I feel like in your history, at least from what I know, it was like you were a wrestler, but at some point you flipped the switch and started just kicking things up a notch and taking things more seriously. That's maybe kind of been maybe like the past couple years, I want to say. And now it's gotten you to this point. So like winning this, what does that mean to you? Like what do the last 2 years mean to you about like, okay, I'm going to take this I'm going to bring my A game every week now and get booked. And now you're a champion. Can you describe like what that means to you?
Well, first things first, like I've said it in the past, the issue in the past with me was I wasn't mature enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was comfortable where I was at, and I just did what I wanted, never listened to anybody, right?
Okay.
So it took the pandemic literally taking away everything, no wrestling, everything, and literally starting from scratch, starting as a student. Because I remember when I first, when I got back into training and people were starting to run shows, I was told, hey, man, you're starting from square one. You're starting as a student, right? So I restarted my brain, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to take in all the feedback. I'm going to take back all criticisms, and I'm going to use it to become something new, a reboot version of myself.
Right.
Let's say, right? So if you were to say the difference of how it feels, I feel like I've matured right? But I'm still learning as we go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what that's what it means to me, that the company, that the people behind the scenes seeing the difference, right?
Okay.
And I don't let it get to my head. I just take it and go with it. You understand?
Yeah. That's a very self-aware take, I think. Like
Yeah.
a self-reflection, like probably was too like maybe amateur at times, but like I'm trying to change. It seems like people have taken notice of that, which is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And how has it did I would assume that, as you're making changes, as you're, quote unquote taking things more seriously, or maybe taking some chances that you wouldn't have before,
Yes.
the gear, right? Like the gear represents something for you.
Yes.
In honor of discovery, like from the
Yeah.
gear to also, and it's kind of well talked about through Eagle's podcast. Like you also kind of sat under that learning tree of Ego and started learning a few things and trying different stuff. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Being with Ego, it's a fun time, to be honest. You know why? Because the thing is, he's serious. Like there's moments where he's like having a good time and stuff,
Yeah.
but there's moments he could be like, "Hey, like I need to talk to you," mentor style, right?
Mhm.
And that's what I needed in my life, was a mentor and stuff. Because disco was gone, and I just didn't have anybody to guide me, right? So I would
Yeah.
have been stuck in a endless loop of just doing the same thing over and over again. So it wasn't until I met Ego where he just took me under his wing and said, "I'm gonna help you, right? You gotta do good for me and do your best, right?" And it's always a fun time to hang out with Ego, talk to Ego, text him, whatever. And now that we're doing this baseballs, it's gonna be, I think, a new season of vlogs, hopefully. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
you guys are gonna see the journey of two friends who literally just been friends for 2-3 years now, to be honest, and we're like the
Okay.
bestest friends. So it's a learning curve.
It feels like when you guys talk to each other, it feels like you guys have known each other or been close friends for longer. So I think that the strength of your friendship when you guys are on the podcast seems to shine through. It almost feels like you guys have known each other for like 10, 15 years. That's what I thought. I would have thought that.
Yeah, but even though I don't talk that much, and like when we have other episodes, I don't talk that much. I'm very shy. I'm a very shy person, and it's like, okay, it's just me and Ego. We're looking at the camera, and I gotta be honest with him, right? And sometimes when we get
Yeah.
off that thing, like he'll look at me, he's like, "Dude, what the hell?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, man. I got starstruck."
No, I mean that's
I
okay. I think it takes time to open up in that sense, a little bit,
Yeah.
and find that common ground. It's cool that I want to talk about him. Like you said, he's like, I'll stick my neck out for you and afford you some opportunities, but like
Yes.
you got to come through for me. So just hold that for a second. But I want to go back to the cash in. What made you just? I loved it, by the way. The worm. What is you did the Scotty Too Hottie worm? Where did that come? Like, have you always done that? Where did that come from?
I just randomly started doing it. I think we were doing
Okay.
a festival show. I think we were doing festival shows, and festival shows, they're not really wrestling fans. They're just there for the entertainment, or they're just
Yeah,
bystanders, right? And when they see them, they're like, that little guy who's like 5'5", he's doing the worm. We've all seen that in movies and stuff, so it's very iconic, right? Disco moves and stuff, and I don't know. It felt like a good time. Everybody could get involved. They could dance along with me, shaking their hands, wiggling around. That's the ideal. Hopefully somebody gets inspired to do the worm with me on the outside.
I feel like you need to come up with a creative, like make the worm. I think the worm was great, but is
Mhm.
there like a Chico spin we can put on it where we call it something slightly different? Like I know they put a
Ooh.
worm in like mezcal, right? I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
if
yeah.
that has a
Oh.
specific name. Like maybe we can change the name or put like a little Chico twist on it. But I think that
Hmm.
you got something there.
I might have to come up with some new arsenals in my agenda soon. So I might have to look into that.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other details I noticed too. Like after you cash in, the raw emotion kind of coming out of you during the celebration. It felt like just the way that you grabbed the title. People always think, like I always think, my mind always works to when you grab the title and like fall forward onto the mat. It reminds me of Shawn Michaels winning the Iron Man match against Bret Hart. You
Yes.
know how he's like so exhausted. he grabs the title and almost like falls forward to his knees, and the phrase is, "The boyhood dream has come true," and like that's what I put on our Insta story because your celebration like reminded me of that.
Aww.
So was that like, I'm assuming that was just shoot raw emotion like during that moment, right?
Well, I mean, to me, that moment, what that moment really meant to me was, and not to say anything from Cody Rhodes, but I ended my story, right? I started from ground, from doing nothing, starting from as a student, working my way up, from getting my nose broken, from getting my face busted open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't let that stop me. I kept going, even though they said slow down, you're gonna hurt, you're gonna get hurt. I kept going and I kept striving because I knew that if I lose the momentum, I'm gonna lose all motivation. So when I heard that 1, 2, 3, and I got the title handed to me, it just felt right. It felt like you did it. Here's your flowers. But now the real work begins.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
It's almost like an end to a chapter. And then all the faces, all the baby faces kind of come out and celebrate, which reminded me. That reminds you of like WCW, like when like the baby face wins the title and like all the faces come out, right?
Yes. If I could compare the moment to another moment, is probably when Mick Foley won the belt. Also.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's another moment. Like, I wish I could have the microphone and be like, "Disco, we did it." I should have.
That'd have been great.
But I also forgot to mention, like, to top it off even more higher than just win the title right there is looking to my left and seeing my parents there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You did mention that it had been a while, or ever since your first match?
Almost 11, 12 years now since my mom and dad have seen me wrestle. Right.
Holy crap.
So like they see me in Gali and they're like, "Oh, you're just there." Right. Yeah. But over here with the Freelance Underground is, they have purpose, they have an ideal, they have a vision. Right. And that's the main thing that Rob's always, put in my head is, if they're gonna use you, make sure they have a vision for you. Right.
He always says that on his podcast because and this is not me, these are not my words, right? But he always rags on James if James doesn't see the way I think. He always calls him. I'm just repeating what Robert Anthony is saying. We love James. This is a pro James podcast.
I love you, James.
He says no vision, James, when they don't agree on like what is 3-4 shows down the road, right? So, no, I think that's a really good lesson because I think that helps you build your character and create that arc, right? It was like,
yes,
I want to do this now because in 3 shows this might happen, or this could happen, or this could set this thing up.
Yes, yes. Anything could happen. Anything could happen at any moment. You just gotta be ready. That's all I gotta say.
And you ended up winning this title in Eagle's hometown of Joliet.
And sadly, he wasn't there. Sadly, he was in Highland Park for the NWA.
Oh, right.
That's right.
He had his hands full somewhere else.
Yeah. So this is a good transition. Speaking of, and like him affording you opportunities, and you putting in the work to then have people go, okay, this is Rob's guy. He's good because he's doing the time, he's putting in work, etc. I saw that you were in an NWA Battle Royal.
Yes.
Saw there was a quick elimination in that one, huh?
It was very quick. It was in and out. 30 seconds, I think. I counted 30 seconds. That's longer than Santino, longer than Bushwhacker.
Yeah,
I'm hanging in there, brother. I'm hanging in there.
You were literally hanging at one point.
Hanging.
No, that was great. It was cool to see. It was just a little surreal to see you. It was like cool to see you because when I started watching the clip, I didn't realize that it was going to be a Chico clip. I was like, oh, that's an NWA ring. I was like, oh shit, that's Chico. And then still to see your name, to see you in that, hear your name called by an NWA announcer, still a cool opportunity, right?
It's a moment that I still think of, like, to this day. Yeah. I think of like, okay, so first of all, it was my first time wearing a suit. Never wore a suit. Never been invited backstage to a big production show, and just like hang out and meet the crew and this and that. So this is my first time. So try to be impressionable, good haircut, good suit and everything. and I'm just like mesmerized. Like I see wrestlers from WWE, wrestlers from TNA. It's like wow, like I'm hanging out here with you guys, and and the NWA is somewhere I would like to go out and like get some work and get some experience because I think like a lot of people are starting off right there. I believe, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, being there, it was a learning experience. I learned a lot from Tyrus and Chris Masters and Homicide and stuff, and even from the producers backstage and stuff. I even managed to, get the guts to exchange info. I was like, "Hey, this is my first time, so
That's cool.
I'm like, you mind if we just exchange info, this and that, and good things." So hopefully, fingers crossed for future opportunities.
Yeah, no, you got a lot on your plate now. I think with this new chapter, you got a title to defend, you got more connections to do, more training, etc.
Yes.
So I want to also congratulate you. Although Dana Dad did win, congratulate you on the strong fan vote.
Hey, better than second place, baby. Second place is better than no place.
Yeah, it's a strong fan vote in the buffet bracket. Now I want to point out too, like I don't we don't. I want to point out too that like you can work different styles. You can work many. You can work a plethora, I think, of styles. You can do lucha. You can do serious. But like we do enjoy the comedy side that you can bring the matches to. So that's why we put you in there, and because you're a local favorite as well. So we didn't want to pigeonhole you, but we were glad you get like the fan vote came out and there was like strong participation in voting this year. So that was cool to see.
I mean, I was going against like legends like Larry Sweeney, like RIP Larry Sweeney, 12 large. But I was like, oh my goodness, like Kiko Taro, Jeremy Alfonso, who else was on the bracket?
Well, you had
Cabana.
your first victory in the bracket here. We see
Swoggle.
it's Swaggle.
Oh, Swago, yeah, even Swago, like that's tough competition right there because Swago got that exposure, you
Yeah.
know. Ooh, what else we got? We got Grado. How's Grado doing?
Grado.
Has anybody heard from Grado?
No, there
No.
wasn't any Twitter interactions from a few people. Honestly, like we tagged everyone in these tweets as much as we could. And the people that did well, you and Dan the Dad, they were the ones who like people were quote tweeting and retweeting who were like coming out to support. So it's like, maybe Cole Cabana hits we never asked for it, but maybe he hits the retweet button and maybe margins are slimmer. But like the fans gave a shit enough to kind of just click a couple buttons, do a quote tweet, so that I think that shows some good
And
stuff.
I appreciate each person that voted. Know that your vote matters, and hopefully next year I win. If not, then I'm gonna call it quits on the comedy.
That's great. Yeah. So like you're training right now.
Yes, we are here live at 3800 North Milwaukee Avenue, where for the month of April you may enroll for free.
Oh
That
shit.
means that's right. That's right. That means you don't have to do a down payment. You just pay the starting fee,
Okay.
which is I don't know. So if you're looking to become a wrestler, please come by.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
I mean, I know one of Charlie's bucket list items is to run the ropes. So I mean, for the charge of
Ooh.
$3.99, can we get our boy Charlie out there to run the ropes?
By the end of the day, Charlie will be like, "Hijo de Vikingo." Just doing we will make this possible.
I wanna come in. Yeah, I wanna come in. I would run the ropes and make an absolute fool out of myself if we record it and put it on our YouTube channel. Because you got to do it for if I'm going to make an ass of myself, which I'm more than happy to, not during a training because I would never want to disrupt. But if we were to do something like that ever, I'd want to put it on YouTube so everyone could laugh. But yeah, honestly, I want to run the ropes.
That sounds like a fun idea. I think you will want to come here with a training so you get the support of every man and woman that comes through those doors because like we here are a big family. We here back each other up and make sure that we are at each other's, level. And if not, it's our job to push each other.
All right. I think you just convinced me, Chris, that it's right. I'm so close. I live at Addison. Well, I'm doxing myself. Not that anyone cares. I live at Addison and Pulaski. Do you know how close I am to the training facility? I'm so close. I'm in Avondale.
Ooh, you're like what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, like not even like I think
You're a
walking.
dog walk away.
15. I'm 15, 20 minutes walking. I think. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, then we could totally raise something. We could do something for charity or something. It'd be pretty cool. Upload it to the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
I will donate
I don't know if I
$1
have
for every rope run you can do, Charlie. Let's do it.
a rope running marathon, and every rope I run, I donate like $10 or something like that.
There you go.
I don't know, or $50. I don't know. I'm not
We'll
trying to
put,
go
like,
broke.
for every $5, Charlie will run the ropes for like a minute. There we go.
Damn.
That's not a bad idea. If people were actually, I would kill myself if people were actually donating. I would try some stuff.
That'd be pretty. I'll be down to jump in too. Hey, $5, $10, $20. Boom, I'm running.
We'll
I'm running
do
those minutes.
tag outs. The ropes will just keep getting run. We'll just
Even
tag
better.
in and out.
That is a ego drill. That is a drill that most schools do to get those kids, heart pumping and cardioing. So
I mean,
you guys,
if
you
we
guys are
can
up
run
for
the
it?
ropes like Snoop Dogg, I'm down.
Bro, just don't put up a shame. Just don't tear your quad, please.
Oh no, yeah, we need to properly stretch and warm up. I think.
Yeah,
definitely. Okay, all right, Chris. You got any other? I'm out of bullets. You got any other questions for the new champ here?
Chico, what is next? Right, like you have this
Yeah.
title to defend. What are you looking forward to? People are coming for you. So who do you see in the near future, or is there like a dream match that you might want to have with maybe one of the students at the Freelance Academy? I don't know. Just let me know what's in the horizon. We're excited to see it. We're excited to be here with you and witness your championship run now.
Yeah.
So.
First, I want to thank you guys so much for the support. Like, honestly, you guys, the school, every person that's reached out to me and giving me a hug or a high five or whatever. I want to say thank you so much. I love you. I really hope I can do you guys proud. What is for the future? That's a good question. Obviously, I'm a type of person who would like to be pushed to the limit and tested.
Okay.
So, like, dream matches would be someone like Cole Roderick, Benny
Good
Key, those guys. Who else? GPA, an old school face. That's someone I would like to face. Past champions. Shane Mercer, the Iron Demon, Laney Luck, past champions as well. And then student wise, you have Robbie Reeves. That kid has a lot of charisma. I saw him when he made his debut for the student show. He came out and the crowd just erupted because of that charisma. He reminded me of a young me. So like that's someone I really hope like when he's ready, and I'm still champ, that we get tear it up.
Cool.
There's a lot of faces, there's a lot of names, so hopefully we can make some magic happen in the near futures.
Yeah, I think Chris summed it up perfectly. I think we're along for the ride, so we're gonna grab our popcorn and I think just enjoy the show. That's our plan.
But like the phrase back in the day, Chico, get the keys. Well, guess what? I have the keys. So hop into
That's
my
a T-shirt,
car,
bro. Make it happen.
Hop into my car and let's go for a ride.
You're driving the damn car now.
Oh, the steering wheel's the belt, baby. We're just going 100.
Oh my God, that's amazing, Chico. We're gonna let you get back to training, but before we do that, because that's a really great note to end it on what you just said. Like, where can people follow you, or like merch stores or anything like that?
Yeah, you guys can head over to my Pro Wrestling Tee store, Wrestling Tee /Cheeky Baby, where you can get yes, right, Cheeky Baby, CHEEKY Baby, where you can get your I'm Your Chico for shirts. You can get the brand new Your Friend, My Friend, Everyone's Friend, Chico Suave shirt.
Yeah, Mike Pankow from Windy City Slam was rocking that shirt.
Yes. I was like, I was so happy he wore it and he posted all over social media. Brand new model. He's not under the payroll, but he's doing good. We also have Chico. That one is inspired by the chia pets, all the things you grow.
Mm-hmm.
What else I got? I think I got.
The one that I have is the I'm your cheek or I'm your. It was Eddie Guerrero one.
Yeah, I'm your Chico. Those. So the first
Chico don't tap.
Oh, Chico don't tap. So the Chico don't tap shirts are going to be donated and everything. So whatever comes to those shirts is going to be donated to St. Jude. That way. I'm giving back as I'm receiving. I'm giving back to those that need it most.
Yeah.
And I think that's it right now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
one I
and then we
have.
also got Planet Chico.
Planet Chico.
Oh yeah, like the Planet Fitness. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, yeah, the one I have is the one that's underneath all of them, the black. Funny story, Chico, just being a good dude. I remember I gave you too much cash when I bought that shirt, and you returned the extra cash I gave you. Do you remember that? Just being
Yes,
a good
I do.
dude. Just being
Yeah,
a good
no, I say one price, you give me too much. I don't want, I want you to give me what you owe me, which is the $20, and that's it, baby. Nothing else. Nothing else. I don't need no tips. I don't need nothing else. Just a hug and a thank you. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
No, it was good to see. It was good to see him pour him too, and we're so happy for you. Honestly, clap, Chris. Clap it up, dude.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You deserve it. Keep working hard and keep. Yeah, exactly. I think you have the mentality now. You have a mentor, so just keep doing your thing, man. There's the account.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hopefully, I do you guys proud. Like I said, I think that's where the nerves kick in. Is you gotta make sure that you're doing everybody justice. You gotta make sure you do everyone justice, not just for yourself, but for everybody else that believes in you.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the real work begins.
You're right. Speaking for Chris and I, like you already have, even if you don't, even if you've, so whatever happens during the next couple of years, like you've already done us proud. So, you don't have to worry about us. We're here.
Yeah, I think what the unique thing here is that we see you enjoying doing what you're doing out there.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
So as long as that's there, we're right outside the ring supporting you. So keep doing your thing, man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys both, Chris, Charlie. You guys, are the best, and I really hope to see you guys in the next show.
Yeah, I gotta get to one.
Yeah, please.
All right,
Chico. Man. Appreciate you.
All right, fellas.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining.
Anytime.
All right, Charlie, as far as Two Heels and a Face goes, this kind of wraps up this episode. And just as a quick reminder for all the listeners, you can actually watch this content on YouTube. And you can listen in all other podcast platforms. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Two Heels and a Face. Check out twoheelsandaface.com for other stories, not just podcasts, but, we'll be putting out content out there. And that wraps it up. Charlie, if there's one thing that we can close out this episode with is make sure you all hashtag Viva La Chico.
Use it, baby. Mike Pankow is using it. That's the motto now. Support.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. See you.